What's up, everyone? Welcome back to King Anime Review. And for this video, I'll be reviewing episode 241 of Boruto Naruto Next Generations. And somebody told me in one of my previous videos that they don't watch the anime, but they keep up with what's going on in the anime through my reviews, which I really appreciate that they watch my videos to keep up with the anime. But I highly recommend manga readers who might not be watching this arc in the anime. I highly recommend you guys start watching anime because this arc is getting very, very great. And I'm really loving this arc so far. It have been a couple of problems here and there, but this episode in particular and this arc in general is getting really good, and I'm really starting to like it. So the episode started off with Seiren. She went to an island and she was questioning the people on the island. She was like, "Why did you betray us? Why did you betray the Funato after my father got taken in prison, put in prison?" And at first they were trying to lie and say, "Oh, well, we what are you talking about? We don't know what you're talking about." But she said that they, sided with the Hidden Mist village after Aramin, whatever her father, after he got locked up, they sided with the Hidden Mist village, and then she killed the elder of that clan, who was trying to get back into the Funato clan. He was offering her gifts to try to get back into the Funato clan, because apparently, we already know that the Funato clan is comprised of members who aren't Funato by blood. So you have the blood members of the Funato clan, who are basically the leaders of the clan, but they also have like-minded individuals in the clan who they allow to become a part of the clan in name only, even though they're not blood members of the Funato clan. And apparently this clan was one of those clans. And the anime didn't really show us what happened to the rest of the Funato. What happened to the rest of those people who was on that island. But I'm gonna guess that they were either locked up or, taken as, prisoners, or they were all pretty much killed because they betrayed the Funato clan. And then we had Ikada, and he just finished up part of the ship. And then Boruto said how much longer it's gonna take for the ship to get repaired. And Ikada said it's going to take about 2 to 3 days. And Boruto and Ikada, they would start to eat these squid crackers. And while they were eating these squid crackers, Ikada basically told Boruto, he once again reiterated his dream of building a ship and stuff. And he said someday he's gonna come and bring Boruto some more of those crackers. And he wants people from all over to eat those crackers, those squid crackers, to try them out. And then Ikada says he's going to, study for years. He don't know how long it's going to take, how many years it's going to take. But he got to study the oceans, the sky, the weather, and all types of stuff, because he, really wants to achieve his dream of building that ship and traveling across the world and bringing people together. And then Boruto and Team 5 and Kagura, they were serving some food to some civilians. I'm assuming those are the civilians that they rescued from the other island. And then we had a scene where Bunta, Kyoho, and Hebi Ichigo were talking about how the ship is almost done being built and how that means they're going to have to return to prison life. And Hebi Ichigo was saying that she thinks that the other two she thinks they sound pessimistic. She thinks they're pessimistic by thinking that they were going to return to the prison life. And she thinks that once it gets approved that their sentences are going to be shortened, that they're going to be out of prison very, very soon, and they might even get pardoned when they get there. And Bhutan and Kyoho were doubting that pretty much, but they were saying, yeah, hopefully that does happen. And then we got a scene where Boruto is sleeping. He's thinking about squid crackers. So that was a nice little comedy scene they added in there. Boruto talking in his sleep, thinking about squid crackers. Then we got a scene where Ikada, his big sister, his supportive big sister that he was talking about in a previous episode, she came and started talking to him. And this sister is actually Seiren, but Seiren was disguised. So when I saw the preview, and some other people, when we saw the preview, we were thinking that it's going to be a new Funato clan member that's introduced, because she has a different hairstyle from Seiren. And she looks slightly different, or at the very least, she looks slightly different, but it's really just Seiren in disguise. And she had a wig on, an orange wig. I don't know why she put on an orange wig. I don't know what was the point of that, but I understand why she put that scarf on, because I guess she's trying to, hide her identity and those little lines that look like gills or that's on her neck. Apparently, that's a trait of the Funato clan. So yeah, that's the case with that. Along those gills, as well as their orange hair and their white eyes, which look very similar to the Byakugan. They have white eyes with a gray pupil. I still don't get why they necessarily made those eyes look very similar to the Byakugan, because obviously this clan is nowhere near related to the Byakugan. I don't think, at least. I mean, I don't think they're related to the Hyuga, or I highly doubt they have the Byakugan. Anyways, so yeah, Ikeda was talking to his sister, the one who he said was the only one who supported him when he left to come to that island and train with Akiji. And yeah, they were talking, and she's basically trying to get him to come back to help fight help the Funato clan fight. She informs him about their father being let out of prison, and she wants him to come back and help the clan fight, pretty much. And Akeda, he doesn't want to do that because he obviously he's against, like, he's not he doesn't like war, and he's really a good kid. He doesn't like war, and he doesn't want to get involved. He doesn't want to go back and help fight the clan, and he even tries to get her to think that he's pretty much useless. He don't know if he'll be useless because, I mean, he don't know if he'll be useful because he doesn't think he has any proof of being as strong as she thinks he is. And also, he doesn't like war, so he'll just get away on the battlefield, and he thinks that he'll be, useless to them. And he said he came to the island to build ships and stuff, and he said that's his way of being useful to the clan. Now, basically what I think is going on is, I mean, it's pretty obvious that Ikeda just doesn't want to be a part of that clan. He doesn't want to be around them because, well, essentially what he says happened is he says his big sis, Seiren, she convinced Tenma and Asuri to let him leave because she convinced them to let him leave, and she claims that she did that because she wanted him to see how she thought that if he saw how corrupt the land of water was, that he would change his mind. Now, she thinks the land of water is corrupt for trying to mess up their seas, or trying to change their seas, the seas that she thinks belongs to her. And it all stems from that little thing that thing that they have that's designed to calm the seas, that I forgot the name of it. Something it's called. I forgot the name of it. But that thing that they introduced at the start of this arc that is supposed to calm the seas, the Funato clan are against that, and they think the land of water is corrupt for trying to implement something like that, which is, I mean, it's kind of weird. I mean, well, it's kind of, I mean, they're villains. They like the seas to be, to be chaotic and stuff. Yeah, but yeah, it's kind of funny that she thinks they're the ones who's corrupt for trying to make the seas better and more peaceful and more calm or whatever. But yeah, that's why she said that's why she said she convinced Asuri and Tenma to let Ikeda leave back when their father was put in prison when he was captured 5 years ago. And yeah, Ikeda, he brings that up, and he says, yeah, I was helping the clan from, basically this is my way of helping the clan. But, she doesn't seem to be buying that. And then basically we get a flashback of Ikeda, and yeah, basically it was a ritual, or it was a ceremony where he had to, it was basically the ceremony that the Funato clan does, where they throw Arami, it's hard for me to pronounce that guy's name, but the father of Funato clan, he throws his kids into the water while the seas is raging, and that's the ceremony pretty much. And he does that to basically get them to unlock their power. And Akira ended up being successful, and his father ended up acknowledging his power during that ceremony, even though Ikeda, when he emerged from the sea, he was basically like, he was unconscious, and he said he didn't have any proof that he actually succeeded, and that's why his other siblings was making fun of him for not having power. He's pretty much talking about Asuri and Tenma. They were making fun of him for not having power because he didn't have proof. And Tenma was like, and basically what they consider proof is the those three lines that they have on each side of their neck. Those 6 gills, or they look like gills or lines that Seiren and Asri have, but uh but Akira doesn't have those lines. So he thinks because he doesn't have those, he doesn't have proof that he actually succeeded. And Tenma was even saying, oh, he must have been saved by the waves or whatever. And it was also revealed that Tenma is not a legitimate member of the Funato clan. He was seemingly adopted by the father of the Funato clan, uh, Arumi. He was pretty much adopted by Arumi. It seemed like he was just adopted into the clan, into the main part of the clan, because his father, I guess he went under. Somebody must have got him to do the ceremony. I'm guessing he did the ceremony, and he said his father acknowledged his spirit. So that was the case with that. Also, it was revealed that the Funato clan have the power called their power is called the Sea Dragon. So I'm guessing that's what those webbed hands that Ikada used to save Boruto towards the beginning of this arc, or actually not towards the beginning, but a couple episodes ago when Ikada saved Boruto, and he saved that other guy as well. He saved 2 people, Boruto and another guy, with those webbed hands that he used to swim. I'm guessing that's the power of the Sea Dragon that she was referring to. That Seiren was referring to, and she says that Ikada has that power. That's the power of the Funato clan. And she also says that he displayed a power even stronger than any other member of the clan. And she also claims that he has more power than even Tenma and Asri. Now, I have a theory about what's going to happen. I think since since Akada is obviously he doesn't like the clan or whatever. I think this arc is going to be like him finally gaining the courage to fight against his clan, because basically it seems like this has been building up for a long time. He's been trying to escape the abusive family that he's been, that he had to deal with before his father got locked up 5 years ago. He tried to escape that abusive family. His brothers treated him like crap. His father was abusive, obviously throwing him into water and stuff like that. So he was trying to escape that abusive, dysfunctional family, and he was trying to do it in a way where he didn't have to fight, because he seems like a pacifist who doesn't like fighting and who doesn't like war. So he was trying to basically negotiate his way into escaping the clan, which is why he tried to convince his siblings to allow him to go be a shipbuilder on another island, and he was claiming that he was going to be helping the clan by doing that. But in reality, he was just trying to escape the clan, is what I think. So, yeah, I think Boruto is going to help him, just like how Boruto helped Kagura. And just like how Boruto helped a lot of characters throughout the series. I think Boruto is going to help him gain the courage to fight against his clan for the first time and fight against his siblings. I don't think he's going to be, joining up with them. And even if he does join up with them, eventually he's going to betray them. I don't think he's really going to join up with them. But even if he does, he's going to eventually gain the courage to fight against them, is what I think is going to happen. Now, then we had the flashback. Yeah, so we had that flashback. After the flashback, basically Seiren tells Akada that she's going to be back for him at night, and she tells him to be ready. And then she walks past Boruto, and she sees the Hidden Leaf Village symbol, and she remembers what Tenma told her about the mobile fortress and how Leaf Shinobi destroyed it and stuff like that. And so then we had a scene where Boruto came. Boruto, after that, he came and talked to Ikada. He asked Ikada if he was okay or whatever, and Ikada said yeah. And then we got a scene where Kagura was talking to Kawaki. He asked Kawaki, is he a real Hidden Leaf Village Shinobi? And Kawaki was basically like, why would you ask that? And it seemed like the translation was a little bit messed up here. But basically, I'm guessing Kagura just pretty much asked that because he could tell that, that Kawaki isn't originally from the Hidden Leaf Village, even though Kawaki is technically really a Hidden Leaf Village Shinobi. But yeah, Kawaki was just like, why you asked that? And he said, Kagura said he thought that would be the case. I guess he thought that Kawaki wouldn't be a Hidden Leaf Village Shinobi, even though he has the headband. but I'm guessing he's more so like he thinks Kawaki. He doesn't think Kawaki's from the Hidden Leaf Village. I'm guessing that's what it was. I think the translation was a little bit messed up there. But obviously, yeah, Kawaki is a real Hidden Leaf Village Shinobi, and he didn't say he wasn't, obviously. Now then, Kawaki asks Kagura, why would you become a warden? You seem like a pretty skilled swordsman. So why would you become a warden of a prison? And Kagura basically says he chose to do that. He did that by choice. And then Kawaki says he seems to be Kagura seems to be he says something along the lines of Kagura seeming to be pretty he seems to like those three, former prisoners, or not former, but those three prisoners, Mutan, Hebi Ichigo, and Kyoho. He seems to be, supportive of them or something like that. And Kagura basically says, and I really like this dialogue here. I really like this conversation. Kagura, he's been spitting facts this entire arc. He's been stating facts this entire arc. Kagura has been great in this arc. At first I didn't like his character back in the Hidden Mist Village arc, but I had to after I rewatched that arc a couple of times, I started to like his character more, as I talked about in one of my previous videos. But I'm pretty sure I talked about it in one of my previous videos. But anyways, yeah, Kagura is a good character, and he's starting to get better in this arc as well. So yeah, so what he says is that people who people who made mistakes, they have a stigma, and basically, they have a stigma. Society puts a stigma on them, but he believes people can change, and that's an absolute fact. That's absolute fact. Everybody makes mistakes, and no one's perfect. Everybody sins in their life, but people can change their lives around and start doing good things. And people can't change their lives around after they make mistakes or after they sin. They can repent, they can change their lives around, and they can still be saved. But yeah, so Kagura, he talks about that, and yeah, he says that he thinks that he basically says that he thinks that can change, and he also tells Kawaki about what Boruto did for him and about his past, that stuff that happened in Hidden Mist Village arc, how he said he had cursed blood, and every time he picked up a sword, he hurt someone. And Boruto basically tells Kawaki that Boruto basically saved him and helped him walk down a better path or whatever. And he wants to be that for them, for those three prisoners. He wants to be that for them. He wants to be their Boruto, the person who helps them walk down a better path, is pretty much what he tells Kawaki. And then we had a scene where Hebi Ichigo, Buntan, and Kyoho were talking about the fact that their sentences were only reduced for 3 years, because Hebi Ichigo overheard a conversation that Sarada, Misuki, and Kagura were having about the sentences of them, Hebi Ichigo, Buntan, and Kyoho, because they got a message from the land of water, they got a message from the land of water that reduced. The scroll basically said that it was reducing their sentences 3 years. So Hebi Ichigo, she told this information to Buntan and Kyoho, and she was like, our sentences is only reduced 3 years. I don't know if they mentioned how long your sentences was originally, but their sentences must be super long for her to be not satisfied with them being reduced for 3 years. So I'm assuming their sentences is longer than, like, I don't know, maybe it's like a 20-year sentence or something like that. I don't know if they, I forgot if the anime ever mentioned how long your sentences was originally. But she seemed to be very dissatisfied with this. And she basically tries to get Kyoho and Hebi Ichigo to kill Kagura and run away. And Buntan's against that plan, because she says that even if they did, first of all, she says they can't run away because the curse marks that they have on their necks, and essentially Kagura can just use that to make their heads explode or something like that. But that's why Hebi Ichigo suggests that they kill Kagura, and Buntan says even if they do that and they do escape, if they do run away, and after they kill, even if they do kill Kagura and run away, they're going to be chased down for their entire lives and stuff like that. And she doesn't want to deal with that, pretty much. And it seems like she'd rather just serve all her sentence and try to eventually get out of prison the right way. So that's what it seems like Buntan's on. That's what she's trying to do. And it seemed like she definitely has developed as a character. And also, Hebi Ichigo says, "What's going on with you? Hebi Ichigo basically mentions that, Buntan has changed a lot from the past. And then Buntan thinks about what Kagura did for her and how he saved her or whatever. So it seems like she's starting to like Kagura. Actually, maybe she might even be developing feelings for him. But yeah, so but she basically says she basically acts like that isn't the case, but she was thinking about Kagura. And then we have Seiren. We have a scene where Seiren goes back to her ship and she basically tells everybody on her ship that they're gonna attack they're gonna attack everybody on that island. They're only gonna leave one person alive, and that one person is going to be the one who spreads the word about how terrifying the Funato clan is. And she tells the people working for her to get ready for battle. And obviously she's not. I highly doubt she's. I'm pretty sure Ikada is excluded from this because she says she's gonna come back and get Ikada. So I'm pretty sure she's gonna come back and get Ikada. She's gonna try to get him to join them. But basically she's gonna try to. He's not gonna be killed, pretty much, obviously. But I'm assuming she's talking about, when she said they're gonna leave one person alive, she's talking about somebody other than Ikada, because Ikada is gonna be joining them, and the person she's gonna keep alive, she says, is gonna spread the word about how terrifying the Funato clan is. And yeah, and then at the end of the episode, Hebi Ichigo tries to kill Kagura, but Kagura, he basically, she tries to kill him, but she thinks that she actually did kill him, but it was actually just a log in his bed where she thought he was sleeping at. And Kagura basically revealed that he wasn't going to let his guard down. So Kagura is, even though it seemed like he started to trust them, he's still being cautious, which is pretty smart. And then she starts yelling at the Kagura about how, our sentence is only reduced 3 years and stuff. And Kagura was like, he was going to try to get it reduced more or something like that. And she's basically sick of the prison life, and she tries to run away. Now Kagura, he could have probably exploded her head right there if he wanted to. Now I don't know why he didn't resort to that, but I don't know. Maybe he's just going to chase her down and try to restrain her or something like that. I don't know. But then she's seen that the Funato clan ship was coming at the end of the episode. And then we got, the preview for the next episode. And yeah, so, and it seemed like Seiren is back wearing that disguise, but she's gonna start her battle. The battle is gonna start against, the Hidden Leaf Village Shinobi. And yeah, that's what happened in the episode. Overall, this was an amazing episode of Boruto Naruto Next Generations. I loved everything about this episode. I have basically no problems with this episode. Yeah, everything in this episode was amazing. And I liked the flashbacks and learning, getting more detail and depth about the Funato clan and about Ikada, and learning more about his past. And Seiren was very great. She's a very great villain. I'm liking her so. Well, I ain't gonna say she's a very great villain, but I'm liking her so far a lot. I'm liking her personality and stuff. Well, I'm just liking things overall. She could improve as a villain and stuff, but we'll see. Eventually more things are most likely going to be revealed about her and stuff. But yeah, overall, a fantastic episode of Boruto Naruto Next Generations. 10 out of 10 in terms of story, 10 out of 10 in terms of artwork, and 10 out of 10 in terms of animation. This was another 10 out of 10 amazing, fantastic episode of Boruto Naruto Next Generations. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please drop a like. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and clicking that channel notification bell to be notified on all of my future videos. And also comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you would give this episode out of 10 and how you're liking this arc so far. And share the video all over the internet. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.